Well, you're up. It is time for another deep dive into fucking stuff. Let's go. Um, Fantastic. So, um, right, what's the plan today? I guess we'll do a sector analysis of a few things, right? We'll do go into here. We'll do sectors affected by privatization. We'll start with NHS because that's the thing that brought me into even looking at this shit. So let's go. Uh, oh, there's the book, isn't there? Hold on, let me bring this book up. The Five Giants. Is there anything about? Hey, hello, Charlie. How you doing, mate? You good? Oh, here we go. Have a look at some of this. I think my stream is now fixed, which is nice. Things are actually working and seem to be pretty good. Um, how you doing, Charlie? Okay. Love that. Love that. FM and Twitch is a good combo. Authorities told on the NHS before the pandemic. Yay. So did austerity improve? Oh no, did privatization improve the NHS? Pros and cons of privatizing the NHS. Privatization in the NHS. Costs of privatizing. Cool. Right, so now, yeah, you should be interested in this. This is all NHS today. We're doing all NHS stuff. So we'll look at the pros. Pros. We'll look at cons. Okay, fantastic. Pros. More choice for patients. Right, so I'm just gonna do the list and then I'll fucking format it and I'll just do what I normally do. I won't read it yet. Like to could reduce waiting times. More seats at the table. It's getting to be a big fucking. What's this? What this is? I've got a lot of waiting times are a big problem. Yes, they are. We shall see. So I'm gonna have to do with the with these claims is shit. Is I'll just write the claims out. So source. What is the source? Okay, and working in the cancer center myself, something needs to be improved on. I agree. We'll see whether or not privatization is the answer once I've actually started to, you know, actually look into this stuff. Less transparent. My intuition is that privatization has been bad, but I am not. I'll go where the evidence leads. Oh, okay. Public healthcare. Public healthcare is more efficient. Hey, oh, is that Roman numerals or is Zinv? XNV. Hey, XNV, how you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. Have you got? Is there like a policy that artificially limits how many um oncologists you can have? Unity of care. Cool. Right, let's have a look at the pros first, because this is the bit I'll be look forward to hearing about the car set. Yeah, I won't stop yapping, mate. You know me. I love to fucking yap about politics. Okay, so more choice for patients. The NHS is often seen as a one-size-fits-all system by its detractors. Shit, no, that's not it. FF0. While a privatized service might allow patients to better choose where to be treated and what treatment to have. Yeah, that makes sense. Personally, before we get into this, I believe in, at least just on my intuition again, I believe in a system where public healthcare is guaranteed, but you can have the option of going private. That would be my preferred system. Right for BBC Thomas. Of course, another thing to okay, so think tank reform said that all of the poll shows patient value the right to choose what hospital and what treatment they receive. That the competition within the NHS maximizes choice for patients. More privatization would therefore be a good thing. Yeah, that's the kind of general argument for privatizing anything. But in the Guardian, Ken Thomas said that provider choice is already well established within the NHS. Only has a limited value. What does that mean? So the choices are already available, but they just don't matter much. Is that what that's saying? In rural parts of the country, for example, XMV. The medical system in most Western countries is limited from medical school admissions all the way to specialization. Yeah, I mean, again, my intuition on that is I'm okay with that purely because I like doctors that have studied it and know what they're doing. But is that what you mean, or is that in all parts of the country, for example, most patients only want to visit the nearest hospital? Yeah, maybe I've misunderstood it then. I don't think privatization wouldn't help. The only thing they should charge for is when patients do not attend. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, do not attend is a big problem. I agree. It may have even been impossible for them to travel anywhere else. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm like this. If I ever want to go to the hospital, I'll normally go to the one near Shooters Hill. No special limit. Not you must qualify, so a limited number of people are allowed to qualify. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we've got a shortfall in oncologists and radiologists. Yeah, I think we should try and make more in that case. I agree. I don't think that should be limited by some kind of arbitrary number. I agree with that. Evidence in the US just that a fully private system gives choice only to well-off people. Okay. I mean, this is fine. I guess I'll just look at this, even though it's not UK related. Um, in Time magazine, Stephen Brill said that 28 million Americans with no health insurance have little choice of hospitals and no choice of drugs. It's true. It's really hard to pick a hospital when you've got fuck all money. That is true. They are powerless buyers in a seller's market where the only sure thing is profit of the sellers. Yeah, I mean, that was my kind of intuition as well. But oh, okay, so they're counter arguing as well in this, which is helpful. I was just gonna these so it's more readable. Why are there limits on oncologists? Oh, where I what the limit is due to the interest. Okay, so it's just people don't want to be one. Is that what you're saying, Charlie? Or it's just not a field that's got much interest in it? Current NHS waiting list out of control. That is true. Yeah. Said the Guardian. Wait, when? January when? In January 2019. There were around 7. Cool. The government is helping with various plans to reduce the backlog and increase surgical capacity, with more privatization thought to be an inevitability. Oh, that's the wrong. Much easier, safer for rep. Do you mean representatives? What's REP? I'm dumb as fuck. Be a benign clinician and an oncologist. Okay. Is that because there's just more of them? It's easier to get to become a benign clinician than a oncologist? You might have to explain this stuff to me in more detail on Saturday, Charlie, because like the specifics of the NHS I don't know about. I'm just looking in generalities, really. Out of the research would be to enable every patient to go private. See, I'm okay with this. This is fine. Oh, yeah. Okay, reputation. Gotcha. Why is that? Is there a reason? Do you know of a reason for that? I've not heard of this sort of thing before. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Enable every patient to go private with the NHS. Yeah, I'm up for that, but that doesn't mean kill the NHS. You know what I mean? Yeah, would you mind doing that for me Saturday if you don't want to type it out, or you can type it out. Either way. Um, Writing for the business publication of City Aim. Lash said that that form of privatization would result in greater patient choice and better outcomes, stronger incentives for speedy care in the NHS. Yeah, I agree. I agree with this, but at the same time, so it's yeah. So my problem with this belief or this idea is that during austerity, for example, the NHS wasn't being funded, which meant that privatization then becomes. There's no path in medicine with 100% acceptance rate. When you say acceptance, can you clarify what you mean? Do you mean acceptance as in having a job at the end of it, or being able to apply to any hospital or any practice or anything? Long waiting should not be pretext for. Lists have been creeping up for years. Rather than invest in NHS capacity recent years. Yes, see, this is what I mean. This is what I fucking mean, right? An individual is allowed to make the attempt. Oh, okay. Is that just because the bar is so high to like to pass or to get your credentials? Because I know that obviously I know that going to medical school is difficult. Is that kind of what you mean? I appreciate all the help with understanding and stuff. But you can't be less than 100% to be an oncologist. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, I understand that. Without more scrutiny, this could see healthcare outcomes shaped by. Yeah. See, so this is. Let us get paid more if there are a few of them. That is true because things that are in short supply become more expensive. That is true. Yeah. Um. That's why I think access to healthcare for people is generally a good thing, the cheapest price possible to get good care. But again, yeah, that's difficult to do. Yeah, so I agree with this. This is my general take. Like, I really like the idea of having a private option. Especially if you've got something super urgent and there is a queue, because there is a queue, of course, in the NHS. But at the same time, I don't see that as an excuse to not fund the NHS, which means that a queue becomes or that private becomes the only option. Does that make sense? One of the most contemptuous components of the government's proposed health and care bill. What's this? Let me have a look at this. This what I already. An example where I think we have 10 oncology consultants and a number of junior doctors that are on the path to become oncology doctor at some point. How long does that process normally take? Out of curiosity, do you know the specifics of it? Government controversial. Stumbling through the commons. When was this? Shit. Is there a date? 2021. Branded the NHS privatization. Okay, so what does the actual bill say? I don't want. Okay. Is this the same one? I need a summary. I fucking need a summary. God damn it. I struggle to read the legalese. On the ideology end, some people basically just think everyone in medicine needs to be under competitive pressure, so the system is designed to cull people, not to train them to highest potential. I agree. Yes. That. So yeah. Yeah. It's your first time here, right? So competition, I don't think is always the correct answer. I would consider myself on the center left in this regard. I don't think the healthcare should have a market. At least like only a market. I think it should have a public and a private option. So let me have a look at privatized. Where's my? So was it here? No, fuck. Where did I put it? Yeah, so here. This is a list of sectors that I've, off the top of my head, I know were affected by privatization. So I think things like judiciary, housing, mail transport, utilities, resource production, and gambling should be nationalized. I don't really mind TV channels being privatized as long as they're regulated. And I think education and healthcare should have private options. So I'm in favor of nationalization generally because I think it makes it more accessible to people. And I think certain things shouldn't have a private option. But I think healthcare and education are two sectors I'd be happy to have a private alternative for. But with the caveat that with the private stuff, that doesn't then infringe on the funding of the public. That's an important point. One of the most contentious components was a sweeping legislative overhaul. Okay. Institution of the integrated care boards. What are these? These ICBs will be accountable for NHS spending performance within the system, and have the power to decide what type of health groups in the local area. Wait, what does this mean? They have the power to decide what type of healthcare that groups in their local area will receive. What does that mean? As in, like, I'm going to use an extreme recent example. Is that saying, like, for example, Liz Truss wanted to abolish cancer wards because they were too expensive in her view? Is that what that means? Candidates confirm some anti-privatization from campaigners. However, said then these meetings will be held in public and decisions must be transparent. Yeah, I like transparency. In addition, any... See, now that... that just doesn't happen in practice, though. Right? That just doesn't happen. Conflict of interest happen all the time, and they don't get revealed. Like not Chris Pincher. Owen Patterson is the example of that. So this is just whenever they say any conflicts of interest will have to be declared and managed, I just don't believe it. Don't believe that at all. Also, Matt Hancock selling off a bunch of PPE contracts to his mates. So yeah, I just don't. I treat this with a grain of salt every time. If you live in the south, you wouldn't go to a northern hospital unless it was for specialized treatment. Oh, that makes sense to me. Yeah, and generally speaking, I don't think like I can only speak for myself really. If I've got some kind of virus, I wouldn't want to go to Newcastle to get, or like an ear infection, I wouldn't want to go to Newcastle to have to get eardrops. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. I think that's just, I know common sense is a term that's kind of misused, but common sense to me. So I think that's reasonable. Doctor with 20 years experience writing a Spectator said that the NHS become confused such about short-term solutions in a... Oh, see this. Oh my god, this really annoys me. Okay, so this I have a massive issue with because if you go back to this, austerity was the reason why the short-termism was so prevalent. How was your marathon? I'm so proud of you, by the way. That's amazing. Was it 8 kilometers or something I saw? So it's super funny to me when they talk about how short-term solutions are affecting the NHS and privatization is the solution, when the same people who want to privatize the NHS are the people who are making the short-term solutions constant and necessary by just cutting public funding. So that bothers me a lot. I think that is an incredibly stupid statement. Hate that. That is disgusting. Yeah, this I think is just dumb as fuck. I really hate this. 13 miles or 21 kilometers. Holy shit. I was way off. I'm so proud of you. How much did you raise? I saw you've got you're up to a K on your website, right? Never again? Well, you're climbing a mountain in a week, aren't you? We need to think creativity about how you find the NHS. For example, if people are willing to pay for the healthcare, should they be allowed to do so? Should be subsidised for those to afford them. I should be charged to GP appointments like Scandinavians do. I mean, this is like, I agree with all of this, but they're saying that like, this is my problem with I would call it libertarian healthcare in general, like anti-interventionist healthcare in terms of like government. They love talking about how, oh, you know, people shouldn't be subsidized if they can afford things, which is true. But then there are also people. Hey, see you later, Charlie. There are also people who exist that can't afford things, so we shouldn't be cutting public funding for that, right? Like, that's just insane to me. It's fucking insane. It really fucking annoys me. PPE, that's personal protective equipment, right? I gotta be honest with you. How do you want me to say your name, by the way? XNV. What's your preferred title? 4 years on the Spectator. This is Hardman. Privatization. Ever present as a threat to the. I like that. I like that a lot. Aping vacancies in many disciplines. Yeah, so this is, I think, what you're talking about, right? So oncology and stuff not being particularly philosophy. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. PPE is generally what ministers of state or like state politicians will take, right? So yeah. So what's your issue with the PPE program XNV? So I guess I'm gonna write some notes about this. So um this is my general take. Feel free to disagree with me, and because I'm always up for changing my mind and learning some stuff. So, uh, privatization should be an alternative, not the only option. Most advocates of privatization will not advocate the will not private. Spending good. Is that because of the PPE program at Oxford and other universities like that specifically, or is that just because the people who tend to do those programs are out of touch with what? Well, I'm going to use the very general term ordinary people, like working class people, like middle class people. should be implemented alongside public funding, not instead of. That's my general. Yeah, that's my general take, I think. So let's have a look at some of the cons. Okay, so wait. What was okay? So they arguing with transparency here, but then this con is saying there's less transparency. That's fair. We Own It, a group that campaigns against privatization of public services from NHS to schools. Education is what I'm looking at next. Increasing privatization within the health. Open doors to more cronyism with no due process. Oh my god, cronyism is such a massive issue. You know what? I'm actually going to quickly look into something here. NHS cronyism PPE. So this PPE, right? This was 4 billion people. Was it Matt? Was it Matt Hancock? I can't remember who it was. Who were the? Who was behind? Who was it that was responsible? I can't remember. Oh, Michelle Moan. That was it. That was it. This was the fucking name. Yeah, this was the big one, right? Yeah, yeah. So this was the big scandal, though. This was the one I remember reading about a lot. Was the Michelle Moan one? She. Let me actually make sure I understand this. So registered. Okay. He was awarded the first contract to supply PPE to the NHS COVID, valued at 18 million. 2 weeks later, the company secured a second contract, so at 200 million. So they okay. I can only speculate it's the underlying reason, but I expect when you make overconfidence wealthy, the scholarly, and the politically connected, you get extreme incompetence. I completely agree. There's a fantastic book on this. It's you know, James O'Brien on LBC, How They Broke Britain. It talks about this bit, this like what would you call it? Mindset. Boris Johnson, for example, was a person who in school and in his early career in journalism, due to his upbringing and how he was kind of never told no, I think was sort of the general way it was stated. He basically believed he could do no wrong at all, and it leads to a sense of deep entitlement in those people, which means that controversial shit happens with them all the time, and they just think they can't be held accountable by the law. So I agree. Matt Hancock was health minister during COVID, yeah, and I believe he was giving his contracts out to fucking mates like Tic Tacs, right? This guy, right? One of the worst people I think to come out of Boris Johnson's tenure as prime minister. I cannot believe the not only that they sent him on I'm a Celebrity to sort of try and rebuild his public image in the eyes of the general electorate, but also the fact that some people actually liked him more after he went on I'm a Celebrity disgusts me. Uh Next to donors. Uh oh yeah. Yeah. This was the one I think Ian Hislop talked about. He gave it to like this guy was yeah, a horse breeder. That's right. Fuck Matt Hancock, honestly. Uh, this fucking insane, batshit insane American commentator called Lauren Southern, and she argued that but she's Canadian, right? So she has no idea about UK politics whatsoever. And I was listening to one of her debates recently, and she tried to argue that the reason that the Tories lost the election is because they didn't go far right enough. When the reason they actually lost the election is A, they lost touch with reality, and B, they were the most corrupt conservative government in my lifetime, anyway, for sure. 75% of the 12 billion is spent on personal protective equipment in the first year of the pandemic to inflated prices, and kits did not meet requirements. Kits, oh my god, £4 billion of PPE. That okay, wow. Jesus. DH had purchasing strategy. 24% of PPE contracts and were now dispute, including contracts for products that were not fit for purpose. One contract for around 3.5 billion gloves that were allegations of modern slavery against the manufacturer. Yeah, I can't lie, right? I would consider myself generally quite far left of most people in terms of the way that I view things like immigration and the economy, but Jeremy Corbyn was fucking I can't stand Jeremy Corbyn. I can't there's certain things that he's done that I just think are disgraceful. Like this was a big one for me. Um so Brexit was yeah, so Jeremy Corbyn refusing to campaign with David Cameron to in the Remain camp of the Brexit vote because I can't remember what the disagreement was. Yeah, right. His so because David Cameron believes in the free market and Corbyn, I guess, ostensibly doesn't, based on this. Even though they both want the same outcome, he refused to campaign alongside him, which basically split the Remain camp in half and made sure that we would lose. And we were going to lose anyway because Euroscepticism has existed since fucking 1972 or whenever it was we actually joined the European Union. Oh my god, Diana Abbott, what was that thing she said? Um, this was insane. Um, this, holy shit. Are Finnish girls who may never have met a black person before, let alone touched one, best suited to nursing multicultural Hackney? This is just racist. This is just racist. Fucking insane. Holy shit. Some of the stuff that she came out with. I know this was from 1996, but fuck me. Oh my god. Yeah, so I really I do feel like because from what I've seen and from what a lot of people say on the radio and stuff as well, generally speaking, a lot of young people quite like um Jeremy Corbyn, and I wonder if any of them actually read about any of the stuff he says or does. Generally, I sincerely wonder. What was that thing he did as well? He wrote he yes. So what was this book? Yes. Okay. So he's an anti-Semite, right? I would argue. purely because of this. So the big anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that Nazis tend to subscribe to is that Jews tend to control the world. This is why they lost the First World War, according to Hitler at the time, is because the Jews in German society sued for peace and betrayed the military, essentially. And apparently, Jeremy Corbyn read that book and he was like, got some points. Got some points. So, yeah, big cringe. Not a fan. Um, Super fucking gross. Generally speaking, if he's writing forwards on things that are talking about Jews controlling the world, I tend to give that a bit of a wide berth, XNV. Um, I think that I would constitute that as anti-Semitic generally. Wanted to expand the nuclear program. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that generally. Corbyn wanted to expand the nuclear program and could not see the issue caused. That to be used as the deterrent to the likes of Russia and North Korea and those nuclear capabilities. Yeah, it's funny you say that. Um, he was on Russia Today, so yeah, so I think he's not anti-Russian, which is another point of contention I would have with him. I don't know if you saw this recently in the news, Lux, but a bunch of um quote unquote centrists in America recently got outed as having Russian funding, which is I thought was quite funny. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I want to know more about the. I want to know more about the Michelle Moan thing. Is it Monet or Moan? Which one was it? Was it this one? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Conservative peer. So this is what I was talking about before, by the way. This I don't think is necessarily to do with. I could be wrong based on my understanding of this. I haven't read this before. I don't think this is necessarily to do with like bad PPE equipment. I think it's the fact that she wasn't disclosing her conflict of interest, and that just flies in the face of this, right? So yeah, conflict of interest. Yeah. I imagine. I imagine Nigel Farage is probably one of them. I think he. I don't think he supports Ukraine. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. I to be fair, I wouldn't be willing to debate that topic because I don't have any evidence for that. I think he was anti-Russia, but anti-Ukraine, but I could be wrong. Um, Mary. Okay, so I'm going to read this actually. So, timeline of key events: the government awarded PPE MedPro, a newly formed company, two contracts to supply PPE worth about 225 million, right? 80 plus 120 plus 25. Yeah. Part of the transparency rules over public spending, the government published the PPE MedPro contracts. There were evident links with Moan and Barrowman's Isles. Okay, so the contracts were linked as interest. It is amazing how I didn't even mention Palestine, and you think that that's my take. I don't think you're anti-Semitic if you think that killing children in Gaza is bad. I do think you're anti-Semitic if you think there's a secret cabal of Jews that control the world. I don't even did I even mention Palestine? I don't think I did. I might have done, but I wouldn't consider him anti-Semitic just for wanting children not to die in Palestine. I think that's fair. I also don't want children to die in Palestine. The Guardian revealed the PP MedPro's contract were processed via the government's VIP lane, which fast-tracked offers of PPE from companies introduced by people with connections to the government. Oof. So basically, her friends who had the contracts or whatever, or the contracts that she was linked to, jumped the queue, I guess, is what they're saying. They denied that they were involved. Emphatically denied. And then just under a year later, a Freedom of Information request comes out. Ooh. So, okay, so she was just lying. Life money never denied she lied previously. And okay, but she did. She clearly did lie. This is what this means, right? Having taken the very simple, solitary, and brief step of referring PP MedPro as a potential supplier Office of Agnew, our client didn't ask why Monet did not declare PP MedPro on her Lord's Register of Interest. Her lawyer replied, Ramos Monet did not declare any interest as she did not benefit financially, was not connected to. I mean, but they did, right? Like, she didn't benefit financially. She was connected. What? Am I Is she just lying again? So, I need to look into this stuff more. So, the VIP lane essentially fast tracks offers for PPE from companies. So, if you know somebody in the government, you can get your offer jumped to the start of the queue to sell to produce the PPE for them, right? To be paid. That's my understanding of that. Okay, and then how does that relate to? And she was on the list of people who referred the PPE providers to the government, right? So she is connected. She's the middle. She's essentially the middleman between the two groups, right? In response, a lawyer representing her said that the Guardian's reporting was grounded entirely on supposition and speculation and not based on accuracy. The lawyer representing Berman said that the Guardian's reporting amounted to clutching at straws and was largely incorrect. The House of Lords Commission of Standards launched an investigation into whether. Okay. Guardian reported following a Freedom of Information request that Moan introduced PPE MedPro in May 2020, initially to Michael Gove, then the Cabinet Office Minister, who was then the Cabinet Office Minister. He had emailed Gove and Agnew on their private email addresses, offering to supply PPE through my team in Hong Kong. Okay, so she was connected. Well, okay, if you're gonna fucking lie to so okay, who did she tell? So I guess she told the press that she wasn't lying. Use something that like encrypts your fucking communications, right? Because email is just you can track email, right? That's not a particularly subtle way of lying to the government. Um, it's like all the Russian collaborators who recently got outed on YouTube. They were all talking through Discord, which is fucking mental. Like that's the dumbest fucking, just stupid. It's so easy to track that shit. Taking a leave of absence and law's immediate effect in order to clear a name of allegations that have been unjustly leveled against her. Spokesperson said, government sued PP MedPro for the 422 million it paid for directed gowns plus costs. Oh shit! So okay, it was bad equipment too. Oh no! Oh no! She admitted it. Oh, it's so cringe. I'm not linked with this company. I'm not linked with this company. I'm not linked with this company. Okay, I am linked with this company. It's so cringe. Moan and Barrowman depart in the first broadcast interviews talk about the scandal and football to YouTube paid for by MedPro. Even their PR campaign. President Mark Williams Thomas said the couple were facing allegations of fraud and bribery in the NCA investigation. Oh my god. That's amazing. What a fucking story that is. The Guardian's lying. The Guardian's lying. Okay, the Guardian was actually telling the truth the whole time, and we're just that is fucking amazing. Okay, so there's the cronyism. Lying about I love how all of this is just COVID related, by the way. Who fucking knows how much other shit happens? Got a song stuck in my head. Private companies aren't held to the same standards as public ones and do not need to publish accounts on how they have spent funds. Yep, that is true. That is fucking true. Without basic financial transparency from public service contractors being, that's I think that sounds fairly based to me. Oh, what's good? What was the color I was using on? Yes, I like that. Yep. Critics of NHS privatisation have used the COVID-19 pandemic as an example of how outsourcing contracts to private firms can lead but to a lack of transparency. In a piece for the British Medical Association's website, the BMA's deputy chair, David Wrigley, said the government had chosen to outsource scores of private firms. Yes, and oh, you know what? It all comes together. If you go back to this, foreign ownership reduces control of critical infrastructure and limits the government's ability to regulate them. So, oh yeah. Some of those are overseas, some of those in the UK, but it's harder to regulate. He added, there is no ability to scrutinise these deals and taxpayer money is hemorrhaging from the Treasury while a health and care system in debt. Yeah. So based. Evidence from across the pond has suggested that the cost of treatment in US hospitals can often be hard to assess because of lack of transparency. I don't know anything about the. I don't even know how the fucking. I don't even know what the American healthcare system. I know it's expensive. I just don't know what the actual system is. American patients, especially the poorest, are kept in the dark. Oof. Rough. Whereas death in March 2018, Professor Stephen Hawking warned that the government was taking NHS towards a US health insurance system run by private companies. We must prevent the establishment of a two-tier service. Well, it depends. See, it depends on the tiers, right? They shouldn't be tiered as in one above the other, which I guess is the definition of a tier. It should be It should be side along, right? It should be. You have got the public option here, but if you want to go private for some super specific thing, or you want to jump the queue or whatever, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you got the public option that everyone wants, right? That's just long-term use of the NHS, having lived. Yeah. Various ways to deliver healthcare based. The more argument of the public system which delivers free healthcare. As well as status was. Yeah. Based. Yet the service was set up in the face of political opposition. When was it set up? Was it the 30s or the 20s? I don't remember actually. Oh, that's the. What's the redo button? Public opinion may shift again. Yeah. So actually, I guess another step of analysis has got to be, did NHS privatize make care cheaper? I'll look into that after I've actually finished this. Public healthcare is more efficient. This may be a surprising claim given that the prevailing wisdom since the Thatcher years has been that state control. Yeah, that was my understanding as well. But in 2017, Hawking told the Royal Society of Medicine that international comparisons indicate that the most efficient way to provide good healthcare is for something to be funded and publicly run. Ooh. Interesting. See, that I see even as a lefty, like that surprises me because again, like everything I ever read is like a big argument for privatizing things and letting the market kind of do its thing is that competition is healthy and makes things more efficient. So that is surprising. That you know what? That's another avenue to look down. Is NHS public healthcare more efficient? NHS productivity. Yeah. Okay. So we'll look into that as well. Oh, there's so many avenues to go down for the NHS. It's such a massive fucking topic. You know what I mean? Love that shit. One of those comparisons is a 2012 study by a Bosnian team looking into US Bosnian team looking into healthcare systems at several countries. Which concluded that systems that ration their care by government position or government insurance incur lower per capita costs. Holy shit! Really? I need to have a look at this. I don't even know if I believe that. Because that just flies in the face of like all of the pro-market rhetoric. That's so interesting. God, I want this to be true. It'd be amazing if this was true. United Kingdom, United States. Does it have anything about the United Kingdom, or is it just... Oh, okay. It's just talking about socialized healthcare in general. So what's the... So social insurance would be... It sounds like it's... Public health insurance is a type of social insurance. Social insurance is a type of welfare that provides insurance against economic risks, including healthcare. Right. So it's like a general kind of economic, what would be the word? Like a safety net, but it covers healthcare. Is that, man? Is that the... Participants must pay a premium or contribution. Benefits packages. Only registrants who have paid premiums are entitled to benefits. That makes sense. So you could choose not to pay in, but then if you don't pay in, you don't get access. Yeah, it's yeah, like that makes sense to me, Lux. It's just like literally everything I've been reading over the past few days is like one of the main things is efficiency, right? So don't get me wrong, like I think that American healthcare system is fucked, but at the same time, free market advocates will always tell you, oh, you know, efficiency, etc., etc. So, yeah, for sure, yeah, I think that's true of any market, really. Where is it? Is it this efficiency? Improve efficiency. Unless it's regulated by the government, like dental care. Yes, true. Regulate that shit. I so agree. Preach, Queen, preach. Public health care is more efficient. That's interesting. Let me have a look at this. Government based on income, not age or number of dependents. Premiums collected through payroll tax deduction. The average contribution 34% of salary, 93. So, government system suffers from. So let's see. Cost Containment Act of 1977 introduced a fixed budget for payments by the sickness funds. Okay, so they've capped cost. Essentially, is the main cost sharing, greater cost sharing, and controlling hospital. Oh, see, that's excellent. I love that. I really like that. That's fucking awesome. See, I really that's people people have got such a negative view of like public funding for healthcare, especially in America, where they're like, I don't want other people paying for my, or I don't want to be paying other people for my, for their maladies, their, you know, their injuries, their medical issues, whatever. And then they don't just understand the very basic concept, but that not only are you paying for them, but they're also paying for you. It's a mutual system. It's not like you're just losing money. You know what I mean? But I guess people just, I don't know. The US with the privately run insurance-based system spends more on healthcare per person than any other nation. Oof! Fucked. I saw this tweet. I don't know if I could be able to find this now. It was like there was like some politician in a Republican in the United States saying about how like, oh, the Democrats, they want to keep your public health care Affordable Care Act, which or they want to improve it, which is going to cost you $32 trillion. And someone in the comment section said, yeah, but the current system costs $47 trillion. So yeah, whatever. Patients in countries with government control system, greater trust in its health. Ooh, love that. I'm liking this. Private firms will not carry on providing an unprofitable service longer than they have to. Yep, that is true. I mean, fantastic example is Liz Truss, right? I I don't know if you saw this story, Lux. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you were here. I thought this was like genuinely satanic shit. Okay. Liz Truss considered cutting NHS cancer care to pay for tax cuts. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. What a woman, eh? What a woman. For this reason, wrote the Guardian's elderly patient columnist, Dick Vinegar. That's such a. Oh, okay, it's not his real name. I was gonna say Dick Vinegar. Love that. Any service like GPs consider essential to the patient should not go to private contract. Oh, so true. Continuity is particularly crucial for elderly patients. Good continuity of care inspires trust and confidence. That is true. Like, if you're a cancer patient and there's a chance that the fucking hospital you're in or whatever is going to cut your cancer care because it's too expensive, then that is just what the fuck? What the fuck? Continuity can be as simple as staff knowing a patient's name. It's just not paragon of continuity. Yes. Yes, let's do some notes. Any Drawn out by the evidence. Transparency. Efficiency. Costs. Continuity. Cool. Color this red. No, that was wrong. That did not mean to do that at all. Red. Oh. I always forget to do that. Nice feature though, it stops you from accidentally deleting everything, which is lovely. One of the reasons I dislike any type of politics, they manipulate the facts to fit their agenda. Each party, if their opposition came up with a good idea, would go against it. Yeah. You know what a great example of that is, Lux? This is hilarious. When I realised this, so you know the Conservative leadership race, right? Happening right now. One of the front runners is Kemi Badenoch, at least as she was like a couple of days ago. I don't know if she is now. I don't know if there's like been an update. $2024. Is there any like race happening? Yeah, this is it, right? So Kemi Badenoch. So Conservatives right now fucking hate the winter fuel payment reduction thing, right? Because they're like, oh, you're just letting all the pensioners die, whatever, whatever. Okay. You know who came up with that policy? Kemi Badenoch. So, if she wins... Where is it? I'm behind the heating bills. Oh, what is this dog shit website? So, yep. So, Kemi Badenoch is in an opposition party to winter fuel payments, but she also suggested it, which is fantastic. Was it this video where she said it? I've heard the soundbite, but I've not. Telling me that I don't need winter fuel payments that we give them because they can afford it. Why do we not have a more sophisticated mechanism for means testing? Yep, there you go. So, literally, means tested winter fuel. That's exactly what Keir Starmer's doing, and they hate it. So, I think that shit's fucking hilarious. I can't wait. If she wins the leadership race, they can never talk about it again because it was her idea. So it'd be great if she won it. But let's look at some more specifics. Press play. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that already. I don't know why they haven't, unless they have. I haven't watched the 4 p.m. queues. I saw that Keir Starmer was getting grilled by fucking Rishi and all that stuff, but so now we can just do a general has I mean that's the thing with policy, right? I get what you're saying, that some policy will be opposed by the opposition, like for like some policy will be opposed for the opposition just because they're the opposition, right? I understand that completely, but I don't like that thought because that kind of implies that all politicians are the same, and I just don't think that's true. I just don't think that's true. What if any ooh. Russian government austerity program is linked to the health service no longer being able to keep. Okay, this is austerity, so this isn't. I will actually just dump this in over here though. I need to change this shit actually. Fuck. Formatting is awful. Yeah, this is all the formatting from my old fucking. Heath service, the health service. Let's health service targets. So yeah, I don't think all politicians are the same, and I think that that's um a very reductive take on politics in general. So I try not to. I try and stay away from that thought as much as I can. Sometimes there are some moments where I'm like, yeah, they kind of just all act for their own self-interest. I understand that, but um, I really do try and avoid thinking that way. What's the hyperlink blue text? What is the just EE? Try. Wait, how is it 6? Yeah, X. That makes sense. Um, 0000 EE. Oh, look at that! You can't even tell the difference. Beautiful. Oh, oh man, it's all formatted so badly. Oh, it's gonna kill me. I'm gonna have to clean this up. I won't do it on stream because that's just gonna be boring as fuck. But I'm gonna have to clean it up. So what was I looking at? Oh, this is the study I was looking at before. At the moment. This I think I'm gonna have to keep open. I want to close a lot of tabs, but I think I need them all, which is a shame. What is this? Austerity, why it's critical for the government learns lessons from austerity 1.0. Okay, sure. I'm fantastic. Yeah, generally I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's gonna sound super fucking dorky, but I'm actually genuinely just really enjoying looking at all this stuff. I find it so interesting. I've done so much of this over the past like 2 weeks or so. I have to go back over the stuff about immigration and put that on this document because it's all on paper, and I don't have that digitized yet. But I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. I'm just lazy. I am a dork, yes, but I'm a dork that's enjoying being a dork, so I'm happy. I just hit my knee. Ow. This is austerity. I don't. Yeah, this isn't. This is austerity stuff. I'm not talking about austerity. Austerity and privatization are two different things. We need to talk about them separately. Oh. Ooh. Right, I'm keeping this. This will be good. Right, I'm gonna go through my tabs and just see. So, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need all this stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't need this. How have you been? Generally, have you been playing well? Privatization of the healthcare system. Oh, this. Don't need 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 this. Or this. I think everything from here on is. No, actually, it's not. Well, I guess actually this is an example, right? Because hell yes, I'm so proud of you. Same, yeah. I go to bed fucking exhausted after doing this shit, but it feels good feeling like I've accomplished stuff, so it's absolutely worth it. I know exactly what you mean. Um, love that. The effect of healthcare privatization and quality of care. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Right, let's have a look. So, this is austerity. We're looking mainly at this bit, right? Or I guess maybe I should do a link between link between links between austerity and privatization, and then we can go NHS. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at the. This is actually going a lot quicker than I thought it would. To be honest, it's really not that. It's time consuming, but it's not like it doesn't take forever looking at this stuff. So I'm probably going to be going into Israel Palestine from like next week onwards. If you're interested in listening to that, Lux. Oh, I appreciate you. You don't have to stay if it's not interesting to you, though. Obviously, I don't want you to be bored. Um, um okay, so research handing off more and more of the system's profiteering competition. Oh, that's a good quote. Woof. That is a good quote. Quote quote clipping at the moment because I'm no. Nothing you can do will be boring. Aww, you're very sweet. Yeah, you know what? I think I genuinely think, right? Politics is so much more. I don't mean it's like an attacking way. I think politics is so much more interesting than people think it is. It's just like understanding like it, I don't have to say this without sounding like a conspiracy brain, but understanding why things happen and the links between different mechanisms in the society and understanding why people think a certain way and why and what the reality of that situation is. I just find it so fascinating. Like from what I've gathered, everything that people blame immigrants on for example, can just be linked to privatization and austerity. Like I'll die on that hill. I think that that's a reasonable take. But yeah, I think that's just saying that in itself isn't interesting to me. It's I think once when people think a certain way, I think understanding why they think a certain way is also as important as the thoughts themselves. Does that make sense? Yeah, there's I've already okay. So what's universalism? Healthcare. Okay, so we've got a couple of definitions. So, oh, I've just full screened. Could actually open another tab. Austerity, I think. So yeah, see, I can understand that. I just personally, I've never felt that attached to my Britishness, if that makes sense. So for me, that wasn't an issue. Um, Universalism, a view that promotes the provision of service. Okay. Would you Yeah, I mean, would you agree though that a large part of the Brexit campaign was very racially motivated? Because even at the time, I can't lie to you. I voted because of that to remain because I really disliked the vitriol of people. Um, yeah. So I can't lie. I voted based. I actually probably had less of a foundation for my vote than you did. Yeah, one of my mates, very very sweet guy, love him to bits. He's called Charlie, and he works in the NHS. He voted for the NHS for Brexit because of the 350 million thing, and again like not at all. It wasn't his vote wasn't based on race at all or any of that kind of thing. It was just I think that to me, it's so funny, right? I've been thinking about this. I think my problem with the Brexit vote isn't actually the Brexit vote itself. It's not. It's not the actual question. It's not remaining or leaving that is the problem. It's the misinformation that was spread by. I to be honest, I can't lie. I don't know of any misinformation that was spread by Remain, if there was any. So my criticism is levied entirely at the Leave campaign, but there were so many lies told. It was disgusting. Um, yeah. So I've to be fair, I've got a lot of problems with immigration. I don't know if I've got the same problems. I think we need more of it, not less. I think a lot of the problems we've got with immigration are actually not practical. They're political. But again, if you want me to go into more detail about my thoughts on that, you let me know. But I'm just gonna. The NHS survived. Yeah. When was this written? 2023. So this was what's the 8th month? August. So this was August 2023. August 2023. So oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I again I agree with that, but unfortunately, immigrants are not legally allowed to work, so they can't. It's which is a big problem. At least like the what we would consider the quote unquote boat illegals, they just can't. So I think the solution to that is not stopping illegal immigration or even reducing it. You just let them work, let them pay for their own immigration costs, I guess. Because the exactly, yeah, completely agree. Yeah, the so there's a couple of I'll make a couple of hardline statements. I've never seen an economic study that presents immigration as a net deficit to the UK. Never seen it. Don't think it even exists. It just doesn't Doesn't even make sense on paper. I think the only reason, because again, let me just double check this, because this is was New Labour higher or lower on immigration and the Conservatives? Let me see. So yeah, look at the massive increase, right? Very little. 250,000. So 250,000 was, so it went down, and then it, from 2014 onwards, it's either appears to have stayed the same or gone way up. Apart from like down here, what would have been the? Oh, Brexit, of course. Yeah, Brexit. So Brexit would have reduced it. Well, wait, how does this work? It goes down after Brexit, it goes back up, goes down, down. How the fuck does that make sense? Actually, I don't understand that. Oh, Syria! Right. Yes, well, Syria was 2014, right? So that explains the increase there. And then you've got 2015, which would still be Syria, I guess. There'd still be immigrants from Syria. 2016, it goes down. What other wars were there? Oh, that's a stupid question. I can't remember. Syria, Russia, Ukraine are the big. What are the? Was there any like Israel Palestine shit happening around this time? I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, it's actually very interesting. There's a stat. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find this now because I don't like talking unless I've got a figure to back me up. I just feel like I'm just lying to people. It's a very interesting. What was it? I don't remember what. So it's fascinating, right? Because property crime. Let me see. It wasn't that source, even though that. Yes, this is the one I meant. Right. So if you look, so for every for every wait, where's the stats? So if you increase asylum seeker population in an area by 1%, then you'll get 1.1% increase in property crime, right? Which obviously across the entire country is going to be a very small amount. But my argument for that would be, do I have this study? Wait, you're gonna have to hold on. Bear with me. Oh my. I didn't mark out my fucking notes well enough. I'm gonna have to look through. Right. Yes. So there's a study from 1968 by someone called Becker. Um, it was in the Migration Observatory. Apparently, if I can just find it here, that's easier for me. Yes. Right. So the rationality for committing a crime, right? A person will commit a crime. Hold on. Sorry. A person will commit a crime. Based on a cost-benefit analysis, right? Unless you're like a psychopath or just murderer or something. This is like property crime, right? Like theft, burglary, etc. So, the cost-benefit analysis is, how much can I legally earn versus how much can I earn by doing the crime? Earn, sorry, by doing the crime. How likely am I to be caught? Um, what's the punishment, and how likely am I to do the crime again? So, an example I would be the fact that mothers in the USA, especially, uh, so there's a question, oh, there's a trend. Oh, even in Sheffield, right? Yeah, apparently it's in Sheffield as well in the UK, right? Apparently, people are now having to steal nappies because they can't afford. Well, this was as of 2022. People were having to steal nappies for their babies because they couldn't afford them in the cost of living crisis, right? So that is a crime which you'll have to do it again. You have to commit the crime again because obviously you need more to buy nappies more than once for a baby. The cost is you might get caught. The consequence would be going to prison for theft. And what was the other one? And that, to me, that comes from the fact that they just don't have money, right? That's poverty. That isn't criminality. That's like not some kind of like sinister criminality. That's poverty, right? So I would equate the I would link the fact that property crime increases when immigrants come to the UK to the fact that they just can't work. They just can't work. That's just like if you allowed an immigrant to work, they could pay for things themselves and not have to steal. That would be my. I think poverty, or fixing poverty and giving people easier access to resources that they need to survive, just fixes so many of these issues. Like it's harder to sell that though to an electorate than immigrants bad, therefore no immigrants. You know what I mean? So that's my general kind of take. Because if you think about it, right, it doesn't matter if you're high skilled, low skilled, whatever. Generally speaking, an immigrant is coming here to work. They think they can make money, right? And I'm not talking about like terrorists or fucking like people who are like have some kind of nefarious reason. Who I don't know. I imagine there are a very low percentage of actual immigrants and their motivations, right? But generally speaking, people want to come here because they want to make a better life for themselves, and they think that Britain is the place to do that. So, to me, that makes them more likely to be productive if they are given the opportunity than people who aren't. You know what I mean? It's. I don't know. I think that so much of this is just. It's. And again, if you try and bring up the fact that across the board, immigration is just so. Because, like, in a capitalist society, which we are, and which I personally am okay with us being, I don't think capitalism is inherently bad. Labour is a resource, and therefore having more labour is good, which means having more immigrant workers will benefit an economy, not make it worse. So it's just it's so gross when just people just blame everything on immigrants, and it's not even that it's gross. You don't even have to go that far. It's just wrong. It's just factually wrong. Like the Southport thing, for example. I forgot about this. Like the dude who fucking this guy, right? This guy killed a 14-year-old boy. Okay, who, let's not forget, was black. Okay, which I think is important. Were there any riots because of this? I don't remember any riots because of the sword killing. I wonder why. It's because he's white. That's why. That's why. It's because he's white, and the guy who killed the kids in Southport was black, so they thought black immigrant, small boats, all of that shit, right? Muslim, potentially, I think was what Andrew Tate said, even though he's a fucking sex trafficker. I think he's even a nonce now. I think he's actually upgraded the charges to being a nonce as well, but yeah, it's just, it's just. I mean, the nurse who killed all the fucking babies, she was white as well. Were there any riots? I don't remember there being riots because of that. Could be wrong. Were there riots? No, it's it's so overtly racist. Like, and I can't even. Yeah, I don't know. Racism is so cringe and so destructive, and I fucking hate it. I think far outlook for any reason to incite hatred. Yeah, but it's I get that, right? And I understand that, and they're doing it. I mean, Reform is a fucking registered trademark. It's a corporation, right? It's a business. It's not a trademark. It's a registered corporation. So they have like a monetary incentive to get people to hate immigrants, right? But God, like the Southport shit was basically just 1930s Nazi Germany pogroms against Jews, but it was Muslims and it was Brits instead, right? Like, and people are like, oh, Nazi comparisons are really over exaggerated and over the top and stuff, and they're like, not really, not when it's happening like in 2024 in Southport. I don't know. It bothers me. It really fucking bothers me. I can't lie. Southport is the only reason I'm doing any of this because I was like so disgusted. And this is gonna sound so virtue signally, and I don't mean it this way, but I genuinely felt ashamed to be a white Brit when that was happening. I was like, I cannot believe I am the same racial demographic as Tommy Robinson. I hate existing this way. It's just disgusting. It really is. Yeah. Go get the definition. No, no. I'm not genuinely ashamed. I'm not like but it was just like, dude, I can't like this is a fucking this is how people are gonna view like I don't even know where he's from. He's from Luton, right? He's from like London. I think he is. Well, not London, but he's close. He's close to London. And it's just like I can't believe that people are gonna be fucking like this guy is so fucking gross as well. Like this dude literally, I can't believe right. People actually like this guy. Like sorry, I'm on this tangent now. He committed assault against the police officer. Okay, he started a football brawl, which I think is cringe. No matter who you are, fighting over football is one of the most like it's one of those things I will never be able to wrap my head around. Like even if like West Ham like from Millwall, I just can't wrap my head around that at all. Um, he entered the United States illegally, which actually makes him an illegal immigrant, which is really ironic and funny if you think about who Tommy Robinson is and what he represents. Um, did the same thing in fucking Ireland, right? Yeah, commits mortgage fraud. Libels a 15-year-old. He stalked somebody. Like, exactly. Completely agree. And like, it's I find it so funny that people think that crime and like not even you don't even have to go as far as crime. Like people think that badness is limited to a race. Like white people are perfect and they can't do any wrong, so white people are good, non-white people are bad. It's just disgusting to me. I fucking hate it. Yeah, I think I get genuinely I don't know if triggered is the right word. It gets me very emotive racism because I just think it's just like, dude, come on, really? Like I've got far more in common with a black man in London than I would a white man in Alabama in the United States. Like it's geography, culture's geographical. It isn't fucking racial. But yeah, he's a good guy to the far right. True, he's everything they want to be. Like Andrew Tate is the same. People love Andrew Tate. I don't know why. He's a fucking nonce. Like, um, oh, that's another good banger quote. Banger quote. Government to destroy an institution built by Anurian Bevan. This is the guy who founded the NHS. Fuck yeah, dude. Go Wales. I didn't know the guy who made the NHS was Welsh. That's fucking cool. I thought he was English. Holy shit. Wait, is that true? IEA. Oh, that is true. Good grief. IEA. Was that Liz Truss's? Oh my god, it is! This is the think tank that was backing up Liz Truss. This is like where she got her fucking inspiration from and her support from. Oh god, everything adds up now. Jesus fuck, man. NHS, I guess would be the word. Not NHS, and I just see this is the paradox, right, with capitalism, or with not capitalism as a concept, but I think capitalists in this country is that's my favorite thing that I've read so far about this. What was it? What was the color again? FF0 FF it was 0000 FF. Yes. My favorite thing that I've read so far was was it in this? No. Yeah, so this part, right? So, a central step in individual privatization has been establishment of an independent regulation and regulatory framework as far as for the industry concerned. Privatization is only successful when it is accompanied by appropriate changes in the competitive or regulatory environments, right? This is... And... Oh, where was the... Before. Sorry, I'm gonna have to fucking find this. No. Shit, where was it? Motives. Was it in this? Ah, crap. I'm gonna have to find this. One sec. It was, I think it was in Rationale. Raising money. Right, so, where was it? Shit, no. I'm gonna have to look. Shit. So basically, one of the things I read, I'm gonna have to find it again. One of the things I read was you basically you privatize certain things to then have money to then invest into the public sector for things that you don't want to privatize, right? That's the justification. So what people like Liz Truss will do is they will love to do the first thing. They will love to privatize for all of the justifications for free market stuff that I've talked about. But then they will not fulfill the second part of the bargain, which is then funding the public sector in other ways, right? Which is just, I don't know, like, these people just should not ever have. I genuinely don't know if these people read. Where is it? Was it in here? Yes, here it is. Right, look. Uh, yeah, what's up? Better. So, firms improve efficiency. The links work. Which link? Oh yeah, that one works. Oh, that's so cool. You've got all the bosses and the lore and shit and all the boss guides. Oh, that's sick. I actually really like that. That's fucking awesome, Lux. Click no just to make sure it puts you where it should. TBC? I fucking love that. You are not prepared. Oh, it didn't clip the you are not prepared thing. It just clipped to the start of the trailer, Lux. Yeah, I get what you were going for, though. That's fucking hilarious if you can get that to work. What was I saying, though? It should clip. Yeah, you have to. You have to just change the hyperlink over. It should work fine. Um, Private companies also have the So government receives fiscal dividend when there's economic growth, leading to increase in tax revenue and a decrease in. So this leads to higher tax revenues from income, corporation tax, and lower expenditure on welfare, and thus the government has more money to spend on public services such as healthcare and education or infrastructure projects, further boosting living standards and economic growth. Right? People like Liz Truss won't invest in the public sector and will just essentially cronies will just pocket the money. That is why people like Liz Truss are dangerous. And libertarians in general are dangerous. I think people like Liz Truss are just they're just so gross in their and obvious in their self interest that it's awful. I fucking hate it, man. Um, really fucking hate it. Yeah, whatever. So Liz Truss was essentially an agent for people who want to just kill the NHS. Agent is a very loaded term, but I guess like conduit maybe would be a better word. I don't know, but um, get back to the grind, so to speak. Um, get about this fucking mental case. Ooh. Okay, you take your time. Can I have a cuppa as well? I'm gonna. Thank you. You're the best. Oh, look at it. Oh, I feel so valid. I feel so valid. Oh my god. I feel like everything I think is just. I wasn't wrong. I'm so happy. It's so nice. Sorry, wanted to attack because I'm a cunt. Feel so validated. Sometimes I think some shit that's really dumb, but so far everything I've read, I appear to not be dumb on austerity in the NHS. So let's just read through this bit. So what would you consider? What would this be? Undermining univ. Okay. So interesting though this. Decades of austerity of okay. Oh, you know what I need to look at as well? Pensions. I need to look at pensions. Pensions is a big thing at the moment, isn't it? So, where's my to-do list? I'm actually going to look at pensions next. I'm looking at NHS right now. Cool. Actually, I'm going to do this now. So, pensions. Um, Defense. Education. Police. Utilities. Um, Fire department. I don't know if they were impacted much. I don't know really. Oh, mail. Um, Parents and youths. I'll just subdivide that later. Okay. Get back to it though. I'm very easily distractible. Okay, so decades of austerity have undermined the British National Health Service, leading to staffing shortages and longer wait times. Uh, Pretext for handing off more and more of the system to profiteering corporations. Oh, as Noam Chomsky once observed, the standard technique. Oh, the goal remains to destroy the institution built by with the principles of universal. As recently as 2012, the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, one of the most famous, publishing strategies on how to abolish the NHS. What a complete disgrace, genuinely. So weird how I have to do this. Why that works. Pro market ideologues pursue this approach. That would create properties. Principle of universality. This is such a big deal. Holy shit. I think this needs its own color, actually. It's so fucking... so real and so true. Actually, no, it's going to be green. I'm going to make this green. Fatty green. I love green. Oh. So real and so true. I think this is actually, it's so fascinating because austerity and privatization has been such an interesting topic to, like, genuinely fascinating to research, right? Like, every single, one second, every single aspects of it has been so interesting to research. And every bit that I get to is more interesting than the last. It's actually so fascinating. Like, it's so interesting. I'm genuinely blown away. An effective system of universal health with such shared economics of the method needs to promote kind of initiative state rejected. So fucking true. People harder to exploit them. Love it. Touching my soul with this. Hey Charlie. Oh my god, mate. Some of the shit. Oh, I feel so validated. I can't describe it. It's like, oh my god, all of my intuitions. Like, oh, it's so interesting. Like, because now I've gone off of just looking at privatization in a vacuum. I'm now looking at things linking privatization and austerity, and it's like this article I'm looking at. It's like, well, the best quote for it is: "The Conservatives haven't proposed an American style system for Britain, but they have done their utmost to undermine the viability of our public system. The most important weapon in the war of the NHS has been a protracted funding squeeze. You know what that's called? Austerity. That is austerity. Austerity is a tool to get privatization. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, so happy. It's just everything just makes so much fucking sense if you look at it this way. The effective system of universal public health is a major for walking against the immiseration of working people. Oh my god, Charlie. If you're in chat, let me know. I don't know if I'm just talking into the void. Oh, I love it. Right? Look at this. Are you ready for this? This is. Do you remember Liz Truss? Do you remember that fucking weapon? Do you remember Liz Truss? Do you know who? You know who supported her prime minister budget? A group called the Internal Institute of Economic Affairs. Okay. Do you remember that thing that she said where she was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe we should get rid of cancer wards in the NHS because they cost too much money," right? Well, interestingly enough, in 2013, I want to say 2012, the IEA, the institute that backed her budget and ostensibly, I guess, her treatment of the NHS, they wrote an article about how to abolish the NHS. Isn't that interesting? How the Conservatives that are ruining the NHS or not funding it, I guess, would be not funding certain aspects of it, like the cancer ward, for example. They seem to also want to privatize everything. Isn't that really interesting? It's almost as if the reason why certain sectors of the public, like, I don't know, the NHS, are suffering isn't actually because of Europe and immigration. It might be because of people like Liz Truss. Isn't that just interesting? Isn't that so interesting? I think that's fascinating to me. It must be a coincidence, surely. It's actually immigrants that want everything to be worse, and obviously, right? So fascinating. Because they want you to go to a private. Oh, absolutely worse than Gary Rowett, for sure. Gary Rowett's football was cancer, but Liz Truss wanted cancer to not be curable. Thing. Isn't that just so interesting? I love that. It's so staggeringly straightforward once you've done a bit of research into why these things are the way they are. That I love it. I'm fucking loving it. It's like I can't wait to argue with somebody um who thinks that immigrants are the NHS's biggest issue now. Squeezing. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. It's all the threads are coming together. All of the research wasn't a waste of time, and I know you might be busy. That's all I really wanted to say. Yeah. So if you want to, all I'm okay. So I guess the point of what I'm saying is the enemy of the NHS is the Conservative Party. Or no, not actually. No, the Conservative Party is the wrong way to say it. Any free market fucking radical batshit insane politician. They are the enemy. Okay, vote those people out. Well, actually, I don't really need because I already. Well, the thing is, the people with their own agenda are only allowed to operate because they're not regulated enough, or not or a lot of the like they've been gutted essentially in terms of regulation and funding. I think if you increase regulation, increase funding, that stuff will start to go away on its own. But go back to austerity here. Impact NHS. I have to fix all of this. So that's the thread. That's it. That's it. It all comes together at a certain point. Keir Starmer might not be, but I think Labour is more likely to be than Conservatives. Yes, I actually, you know what? I'm going to sound so dumb for saying this. I'm assuming that he wants to fund the NHS. I'm not sure. This is the manifesto. You have to take this with a grain of salt. This is just words. So it sounds like he wants to do more for the NHS. I don't. To be honest, I'm gonna have to, I might have to look into this. I don't. Has he mentioned anything about the NHS since he got into power? Like in terms of things he wants to combat and do, like because mainly it's been 22 billion black hole, immigration, and Europe and winter fuel. I don't actually know if he's said anything or done anything substantial about the NHS and renewable energy. I don't know if he's actually done anything. Yeah, so I guess time will tell. My general stance, though, would be a Conservative is more likely to make things worse than better than a Labour politician. I think the current state of the NHS, at worst, it's going to stay the same. I think if a Conservative came in, they would make it actively worse. Does that make sense? So that would be my stance. Again, I don't have anything substantial to back that up though, so bear with me. It's just yeah, I don't know. I think the thing is, I think when you vote and stuff, I think and when you try and engage in politics, I think it's just so important to figure out to get to the root of an issue. Like yeah, I just yeah, I think austerity is like not funding something when the population increases and inflation rises. That's going to mean that that thing is not going to be substantial enough to deal with issues, right? And I think funding that is important and reducing the reliance on well, the private contracts is only an issue because of austerity, because of outsourcing due to lack of funding, right? Like outsourcing only became a big deal when I'm sorry, I'm just opening Steam. When fucking what do you call it? When NHS got didn't the funding wasn't matched to the point where the NHS couldn't cope with the demand of things like COVID. So yeah, that's my stance. Um, hell yeah, dude, it's good. To be honest, I think you really helped me earlier when you were talking about the lack of oncologists and stuff, and the fact that I can't remember what the word you used was. Let me have a look. What was it? One second. What was it called? Benign clinicians are used more. I think that's the. I didn't know that, so thank you for helping me out with that. To be honest, maybe when we're in the car, I'm not gonna. I don't know what to Google to research that. Um, so when we're in the car Saturday, I might ask you for more deets if that's possible. Just because that could be an interesting avenue to go down. Because the NHS is not perfect. I'm not trying to say that, but I think the NHS has been decimated by the Conservatives. Would be my intuition, and it seems to be borne out by the evidence. Yeah, cool. In that case, yeah, have a great night. I'll be on tomorrow as well, tomorrow night, if you want to join more. I don't know if I'll be still be doing the NHS. I'll probably be doing like education or pensions or something. But yeah, yeah. I'll catch you. You have a good evening. Say hi to Jade for me if she's there. I would love to chat politics with her sometime. Make her hate me like she hates Freddie. uh, you're nearly at pension age. That is true. That is true. I've always said you're 67 years old. I've always said that. Actually, what is pension age? Actually, that's a good question. Wait, 66. I was one off. Yeah. I've got a nuclear take on pensions that my nan does not like, so I'll probably talk to you more about that Saturday if we don't see each other. If you don't chat to me until then. But yeah, me and my nan argue about pensions. Okay. Austerity saw the longest spending. Austerity spot funds privatized the NHS. By. Oh yeah. I'll try. It's gonna sound so fucking again dorky, but I'm genuinely enjoying this more than any other thing I could be doing outside of sleeping at the moment. So I'll try. I will try. I do miss FM with you guys, obviously, but this is fascinating to me. And it feels so productive. Oh shit! I didn't. Actually, you know what? I wanna. I wanna chat to that streamer again. Because I want to ask him about his opinions on Jeremy Corbyn. Because I feel like the guy who came into my chat earlier was not particularly not particularly good faith. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of critical of Jeremy Corbyn in a few ways, and I don't know if that's reasonable or not. So I want to chat about it. Somebody who's way fucking smarter than I am. Anyway, Liner Box is super fucking smart. So um, okay. Authority saw the largest spending squeeze in NHS history. Ooh, good grief. I'm gonna have to. Oh my god, I hate how I formatted this on my other fucking app. I'm gonna have to fix all of this at some point, and it's gross. Got a song stuck in my fucking. Oh, god damn it, man. I mean, the COVID pandemic was a massive fucking wake up call, I feel like, about how fucked the NHS was. Like, yeah, I would never think of the pandemic as a silver lining in any respects because of how destructive it was, but like at least it had the consequence of awareness of yes being deeply not suitable for purpose at the moment. Um, so that's at least something, I guess, even if it's not particularly yeah. Okay. Um. Levels of stress. Why is the man increase so much? Cool. Squeezing public health. Drag this sucker in. Boom. Go. I'm sourcing everything. Love it. Um. Okay. Can I hide the highlights list? I don't know why that pops up all the time. Is that gone now? Might be gone. It has gone. I think. Oh, look at that! I fixed it. Uh. Defining. All right, so we're kind of in austerity at the moment, or looking at austerity at the moment. So, kind of here, right? Yeah. So that's cool. So good. Um. Yeah. Cool. So let's let's look through this. So, as the King's Fund notes, even before COVID-19, funding assessments were below that. Yeah. So, it's important. That's it. That's a very important thing to note. Is COVID-19 is not the reason why the NHS was so fucked, or is so fucked. Even before COVID-19, it was fucked. It has been on that trajectory since like 2010 was when austerity ostensibly or kind of started, but I think 2014 is when it got really bad, right? So blaming COVID for fucking everything is just unproductive and reductive, in my opinion. I just don't like that. I don't think that's a fair analysis. Wow, so it went under half. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not fucking surprised. COVID-19 brought renewed pressure. As hospital admissions increased rapidly, and new backlogs were created in our system. Wasn't there also that thing? This is actually Excel COVID-19. Yeah, this was an example, right? Yeah. They were using Excel to track COVID test results, and it fucking, like, there was an error or something. What was the error again? Yeah, so... Yeah, so... hey, Gamer James. Oh, you're speaking my language now, man. I'm so for building public housing. You're preaching to the choir, dude. Yeah, is that 2050 thing? Is that what Keir Starmer's? Is that the Keir Starmer pledge? I don't. To be honest, I've building for 2050. Yeah, I completely agree. Housing should be public, and there should be more building happening. Absolutely agreed, 100%. Yeah, to be fair, I believe in nationalization of most what I would consider vital things like that. That utilities, mail, transport, like or not just transport, but like maritime, all that stuff. What was the other ones? Utilities, all that stuff. Yeah, completely agree. Gamer Jame. Great name, by the way. I love saying it. Gamer Jame. Um, NHS as well. Many services had to be put back, and yeah, I wanted to quickly just. No. I fucked this up. Oh Christ. This is. Wait. No. Fucking thing. Oh god damn it, man. Still wrestling with this. I'm trying to figure out how it works entirely. Okay. Yeah, I was saying, oh, you know what? That's actually, you've raised a very good fucking point. On my to-do list, I should do housing as well, right? Housing should be on this list. Thank you for bringing it up. Appreciate that. Gamer Jane. Housing will be on the list. Between sectors, links between austerity and privatization. Ugh. Get there eventually. We'll fucking get there eventually. I've got a whole lot of things I want to... Because my general thesis, Gamer Jame, is that privatization and austerity have caused most of the damage to this country since 2010. You could go maybe as far back as the 70s if you really wanted to, but I'm talking specifically in my lifetime since like 2010. Or I guess when I started to pay attention to politics. So housing might be one of those areas. I don't know anything about it though, so I'm gonna have to wait to see. What was I looking at? Yes, this fucking database issue. Old software insufficient to track COVID test number. As a result, how many numbers? How many was it? 16,000 test results were lost. Yay. How are you doing anyway, mate? Many elective procedures had to be pushed back. And growing numbers unable to access treatment for non-COVID illnesses when they needed it. Oof, not good. Well, it's more severe conditions over the long term. Yeah, generally speaking, letting a horrific condition or disease go ain't gonna help. NHS experienced high levels of stress during... Yes, this is true. But it's okay, though, because we clapped for them. So that helped, right? We did clap for them. Don't forget, we clapped. Is there any was there any support given? Okay, a hotline isn't going to fucking change much, but having someone to talk to helps. But was there actual genuine support given? Mental health. Okay, what was the treatment? Or support funding, maybe? I don't know. Okay, 15 million, that ain't bad. Well, okay, I'm not, maybe the actual 50 million is not bad though. I like that. That's cool. So how has it been since austerity started? That's, I guess, my question. Fundamental. So many songs stuck in my fucking head today. Problem. Was there other ones? Oh, fucking damn it. Oh, hell. Probably finish some of this stuff and then chill for the night. How long have we been going? Fucking nearly 2.5 hours already. Christ. It's just so interesting though. I can't stop. You've shown us. The impact of severe mental. Ooh. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, whatever. Make sure that link works. Yep. We Gucci. So All making sense. I want to listen to a bit of Tesseract on. I don't think you guys can hear that, right? Am I gonna have to open a stream on my other monitor just to see? I don't think. Okay, let's see. Yep, you guys can't hear that. Sweet. Right this way. Then it's go. Okay. Proportion of the workforce. Economic initiative due to sharply among older people. Woof. And like again. Oh, hey, Namuni? Namuni? Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. How you doing, man? You good? I'm currently just researching. I should maybe have that on the screen. Uh, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me just. I'm researching austerity and privatization in the UK and how it's affected certain things. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you popping in. Where you from, dude? You a Brit bonger like me? Still it. Still it. Oh, really? I don't know if I can turn those off or anything. Sorry about that. That's just such a pain in the ass, man. How you doing though? Where you from? Yeah. Is there like a outline? Yes. Oh, why is the outline? What the fuck? That's so terrible looking. I'm from Canada. Oh, cool. Bagged milk and mooses, right? That's Canada. I've never been, but I've always wanted to go. Always wanted to. Is it delay? Oh shit. I don't know if I can turn that off either. I am incompetent when it comes to streaming tech, so I'll have to get used to that. Good font. Hey, welcome back, man. All good? I'll doesn't matter if there's a delay or anything. I can always, I'll always reply, even if it takes me a moment. I need to figure out how to. Let's see if I can. Hell yeah. Welcome, welcome. It's your first time here, right? I can see in the chat, so good to see you here. Yeah, I'm just I'm researching at the moment UK politics stuff, if that interests you. Privatization and austerity specifically, and how they've affected different bits of British society. First, outpatient services, 50% of the board pandemic. Demands for GP point increase 15%. Oh, private. Government's attack on public healthcare is happening precisely at the moment. Our need healthcare is growing. Would completely fucking agree with that. If there's anything you need clarification or explanation on, just feel free to let me know. I'm happy to yap. Always yapping. Tom Nicholas. I apologize. I don't know who that is. Who is Tom Nicholas? Possible. Me and that guy agree on bigly much. A YouTuber. Okay, sure. I can see they did a video a couple months ago on how Britain became poor, which sounds. I might actually have to watch this later. My argument would be this poor because of conservatism. I don't know if he would agree with that, but that would be my argument. So actually, let me. Me. Oh, he does. Oh, perfect. I like him. He sounds like my kind of guy. Yeah, yeah. This is so. I'll level with you. The reason I started doing this research is based on emotion and intuition. I didn't have any evidence for any of this. I kind of intuitively felt that conservatives appeared to be trying to cut funding from as many public services as possible in order to get them privatized. That was something I just sort of assumed based on things I was reading. Like in the not in terms of like scholarly articles, but just in terms of like newspapers and videos I'd read, watched and stuff. And I appear to have been largely proven correct. Um, I don't know how familiar you are with UK news on like a day by day basis. Are you familiar with the riots that happened here recently in Southport? Yeah, I think I'm happy with the formatting on this. I think so. Yeah, so to summarize it in a very basic way, very reductionist way, immigration is the reason those riots happened. People think that immigrants are the England one. Yeah, you're bang on. People think that immigrants are a threat to the UK in terms of our culture and our economy. So they obviously burned down mosques and smashed a bunch of towns up. That happened. Super disgraceful, in my opinion. Really, really hated that and made me ashamed to be in this country. So I was so disgusted that I wanted to challenge my intuition and try and understand if they had a point, if they were correct in some way. Culturally, I think is a matter of opinion to an extent. You can think that some aspects of immigrant culture or whatever are good, some are bad. I think that's a valid argument. Obviously, we don't want no country just wants to be like, oh, you're a terrorist, come on in. That's just not going to happen, right? We don't want that. However, obviously, that is the vast minority of immigrants. The idea that that's somehow the norm is just batshit crazy. So I decided to start looking at like immigration stuff, austerity stuff, because my intuition was that everything they blame immigrants for, the lack of jobs, the lack of like NHS waiting times, crime, all that stuff, I assumed that was as a result of austerity and not immigration. And I've been largely proved correct. I'm happy to say. Any kind of incremental, tiny um, increase in crime that an immigrant could cause can largely be explained by poverty, and any sort of economic, or there's no evidence to suggest that immigrants are harmful to the country economically whatsoever. In fact, they're a massive benefit. Um, and any kind of criticism you can have about immigrants regarding something like the NHS or housing, all of that stuff. At least regarding the NHS, everything I've seen, it's austerity. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't immigrants. Housing and stuff, I don't know. I haven't researched that stuff yet. But the NHS is very much fucked by austerity. So I'm happy that I've been largely proven correct in some ways. Other ways I need to still look into. But that's the point of me reading. So yeah, that's my perspective. I think capitalism is fine. Generally, I think it just needs more regulation, and I think privatization is fucking disgraceful and gross. And at least in terms of something like healthcare or utilities or transport or mail, what I would consider things vital to people and the running of the country, I think privatization has been a mistake. And I think, I mean, I was reading this piece here. Where was it? Links between privacy. Welcome back, Lux. Welcome back. A new viewer has joined who is a chatter as well, which is lovely. Oh, nice. Fair enough. I hope you enjoyed your dog walk and shower and tea. The most important weapon in this war in the NHS has been a protracted funding squeeze, aka austerity. So, conservatives and their neoliberalism are hateful towards the NHS, and they have tried everything in their power to reduce it or abolish it completely. And that is the reason why NHS is suffering, and not immigrants. Is generally what I'm reading, what I'm understanding from what I'm reading. So, and if you have any counter arguments to that, feel free to let me know. I'm not the kind of guy who will refuse to debate or argue something. I really like arguing and debating because it makes me think differently about stuff. So, that's the whole reason I'm even researching, is because I want to try and challenge my intuitions. So, but yeah, that will I will die on that hill. I think austerity has killed this country in a lot of ways, and immigrants are maybe one of the only sectors or aspects of society that I think are keeping us afloat. Oh God, that's terrible. Yeah. There was a great study I read. Two economic studies. That both separately said that the NHS is only able to currently function because of immigrants. So, okay, so let's have a look at this. Britain is an aging country. Let's just do all the quotey shenanigans. Yeah, I'm not a communist though. I don't think we should be like abolishing capitalism and stuff. I think that would actually be, not only is that very unreasonable in terms of how likely it is to happen, but I think it would make things kind of worse in a few ways. But that's actually an area of research I'm going to go into. What do you call it? After I probably look into Israel Palestine, different forms of economy compared to capitalism and how they function. The only one I know of is command economies, which I think are shit, from what I remember, but I don't know. The median age of population increased by almost 3 years since 2001. Wait, have I just done the wrong thing? No, we're good. Meanwhile, 50% of adults over the age of 65 have at least 2 health conditions. Yeah, so in an aging population, you need more healthcare because as you grow older, you're more likely to get some kind of condition. So that's fairly common sense, I would say. With the number of people over 65 growing from 9.2 million to 11 million in 2021, Hashtag assisted dying. Yeah, kind of. I honestly think I'd rather die at 65 or like 70 if I was healthy at the time than like live to 90 and just have like the plague or like a bunch of different afflictions. I think personally, because at that point you're not even living; you're just kind of existing. You know what I mean? You might expect, yeah. So all hospitals beds in England have in the last 30 years. So yeah, this was my intuition, and I'm happy I was right on this. Um, my general understanding, and this is very basic, and this is coming from someone who doesn't have an economics degree or a fucking doctor. I'm not a doctor, any of that. As technology develops, people are going to live longer. Generally, people are living longer now than they were in like the fucking 1100s. I can't remember what was span in 1100. 1066, the lifespan was 31 years. Okay. The life expectancy now in 2024 is now 81 years, which is just under a tripling. 2.5 times. 2.5 times, right? No. 2.7 something times, right? So as that happens, and as the population increases, just generally because people are fucking and pumping out babies all the time, you need more hospitals and better medical technology to account for that, right? Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it was. I was going way back in time to be like for like an absurd example, basically. So you just need more hospitals and you need more nurses, you need more doctors, you need more healthcare workers in general, you need more support staff, you need better technology to account for that, right? So the opposite of what you should be doing is taking funding out of the public healthcare sector. And that's what was happening. Hi, Durandi, how you doing, man? But the separation between the nutrition and social care system. Oh yeah, this was I'm so glad I researched this now. Fencing? No, fence. Right? No, what was the word? Ring fence? Oh, what was the word? Is it in this document? Yes. Okay, so I'm doing great, mate. Yeah, I'm just reading and chatting as always. From 2015, NHS funding was kept in a ring fence from wider healthcare sectors such as social care. So basically, the government separated the NHS budget from social care and Department for Health. They separated those two budgets and they fucking annihilated the NHS because they could separate the two. And it again, like it says here, because we didn't have enough like medical staff during the pandemic, we had to outsource all of our test and trace instead of doing it ourselves. So, do I do video reacts? No, I don't. I mean that sounds fun. I could. There's certain things I could react to. I watch a lot of political content, especially in the United States. Especially of the United States, I should say. I was actually talking to Lux earlier. There's a you've probably heard of her, Lauren Southern, a Canadian, and she has absolutely no clue what she's talking about in anything ever, and she annoys the fuck out of me. I could react to some stuff. I've recently been looking a lot at the fact that influences in America have been funded by the Russians, which is hilarious. Yes, political scene is like one big drama series and event. Exactly, and it's been going on so long at that point that it's not even one of those drama shows that you can laugh at. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's like the fact, like Family Guy has been going on for like 25 seasons now, and it stopped being funny like 15 seasons ago. Generally, at least in my opinion, you can't even laugh at it anymore. It's just sad. The Lauren Southern, right? Go back to what you were talking about, Nomo. She thinks that the reason that the Tories weren't elected, I was watching her debate Destiny, She thinks the reasons the Tories weren't re-elected is because they weren't far right enough, which is just an example of her brain rot. Bleeding from the end. Yeah, she's just dumb as fuck. She just doesn't know what she's talking about. But she'll fight very hard on issues that she just doesn't know anything about. Yeah, she just I'm open to video reacts. Yeah, I could do some. Um have you got any specific things you want me to react to? Also, I don't know, am I allowed to do that? Would I have to get permission from the video owner and stuff? But it's not just older people who are placing increased demands on health system. I'd have to look into that because I don't know. Like, you don't? Okay. Is everyone does it on Twitch? Okay. Yeah, sure. If you've got something specific you want me to react to. Um yeah, it's just I know there was a lot of drama with it recently with XQC and stuff. So I just wasn't sure, but yeah, I'd be down for that at some point. I stream not quite every day. I try to, but at least every other day. So if you guys want to stick around and stick with me for this process, feel free to hit me up with a follow and stuff. Some persons around health are social. Oh, this is interesting. What does this mean? Ah, that's true. That is true. Well, hereditary stuff as well, but I guess that isn't as significant, maybe. But yeah, you guys seem pretty cool, so I'd like it if you stuck around just for the chat, to be honest. Austerity has been a social calamity that's pushed millions. Yes, true! True! So fucking true, King. Love that. Devastating impacts on their mental and physical health. Yeah, this was actually something that I was looking at earlier. I'll scroll up to this in a second. Several studies have shown that children who grow up in poverty. Yeah, that is true. So, just intuitively to me, that's true. So, what I was looking at earlier. So, I was looking at the study. More unequal societies create greater levels of distress. There is a social gradient in the extent of mental health problems. The impact of severe mental illness means that many individuals are unable to work, or if they return to work, find it difficult to gain employment because of discrimination they face. Austerity policies had a disproportionate impact on people living in poverty because people with health problems, including mental problems, are overrepresented in this group. At the same time, welfare and community services are under increasing financial pressures, having to respond to increased demand with the context of reduced budgets. So, poverty makes your mental stress goes higher, while austerity means that you've got less outlets for care available to you, which is just an infinite loop to mental instability, I guess. I don't know what the word would be. Uh, let's have a look at this. Uh, is there a way I can do this? Let me see. Let's see. I haven't done like a video react before, so bear with me a moment. You can do this, right? Like you can mini player it. No, that's not what I'm trying to pop out, right? Is that a thing you can do? Is that not a thing you can do? Let me look this up. Pop out player. Right click on the video, the player's controls. Is there a way that you can I'm trying to pop out the player so that I can have it like small and still read at the same time. It's possible that I'm missing it. Not on Chrome. Oh, it's so cringe. Okay, well I'm on Vivaldi. On my other monitor. Will Vivaldi work? Lovely, wouldn't it? If it just works. It does just work. Does it work? Fuck. Okay, well I guess would you guys mind just listening to it? Or is that be like not as enjoyable? Because I could just have it on in the background and then just keep reading. Oh, it's just 3 minutes? Yeah, I suppose so. Let me know if the audio's fine. Oh, this is gonna go fucking wrong, isn't it? Jesus. Holy shit.
Namanya sering disuji beli guys.
Holy shit. Where was this? The Netherlands. So it chain reacted, right? One container was set alight and then that just set everything else. Holy fuck. That genuinely must have felt like a war zone. Holy crap. That wasn't even the main blast? $177 tons. Wait a second. Let me just 177 tons. How much a kiloton? Half a kiloton. How much is half a kiloton? It's just 500 tons, right? Tons. 1,000 tons. Yeah, so wow. So it was nearly as big as the biggest explosion of the First World War, which was used to blow up a trench. Holy shit. That's fucking insane. Were you near this, Durandy? Hill 23. Holy fuck. 200 homes leveled. I can see why. Fucking hell, man. I was 2 when this happened. That is unreal. I assume they must have implemented some kind of safety legislation or something after that, right? To make sure that doesn't happen again, because that is wow. Many tribunals will be familiar with the case of austerity. Excess of 120,000 deaths. Conversation. Just about. Oh, Nomo, if you're still here, what's your impression of Jeremy Corbyn? I'm curious. How could you conspiracize about that or conspiracize that? What's the 120,000 deaths? Where does that come from? Where does that come from? Is it what, like inside job sort of shit? Is it even? How can the government even be related to a fucking fireworks factory? So due to cuts in, how could, that yeah, that does. I don't personally. I don't buy that as someone who's not. Um. Oh shit. Efficaciousness. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Yeah. I think efficaciousness is good. Yeah. I don't see that. I don't see that how that could be a thing. Uh. Okay. Hundreds of papers now been written demonstrating clear evidence. Far more. Holy shit. Very so 2022 population health compared to previous. Yeah, are you into politics much, Drandy? Introduction of austerity policies. Between 2012 and 2019, 335,000 more people died than would have been expected if trends of life. Oh, wow. Okay, so they're comparing life expectancy in 2012, and they're saying that if life expectancy continued to remain the same generally into 2019, 335,000 less people would have died. Is that the point? I think. The insufficient funding of the healthcare and social system, so it's 57,000 deaths over the course of 5 years. Jesus. I mean, 20. Oh my god. The numbers are stark. Yeah, it seems to be that way. Fucking hell. Okay, so that's nearly at the end of this article, I think. Oh, oh no, no, I'm not. Oh yeah, fucking hell, yeah. I know this stat. They said that they wanted to hire between 2019 and 2023 or 2024 they wanted to hire 5,000 more GPs. and they um I think they only ended up hiring half of that number, or creating, I guess, the role, or like the yeah. I think that's what happened. Um, is that the? Have I got the right stat there? 6,000. Yeah, that was right. It was 6,000, and they how many actually were made? 2015 to 2021. Sorry. Yeah. How many were actually made? Oh, it's gone down. Holy shit. That's fucking wild. Oh my god, that is wild. Wow, yeah. Uh yeah, that's fucking that's something, I tell you. Yeah. Gotta make sure I fucking source everything, because if I don't, it annoys me. Ooh. Is Lux still here? Is Lux isn't. Later, bitch. Um, oh, later, bitch. And gotta be mod Lux if you're not busy. No worries if not, but oh, Geef mod. Okay. Probably have like my own chat app, right? I do this. Maybe. Guess what? Just type in chat just so I know you've got the. I didn't just give it to another Lux, which would be awkward. Very, very bright, by the way. Woot woot. Okay, so yeah, just if you see anyone posting a link in chat, unless they're like a chatter, obviously, like someone who's actually spoken before and stuff, then just ban them on site. Um, To be fair, I'd rather watch that than Fox News. You're not wrong. Yeah, love that. You're gonna kick Ollie. I think he's also mod, so it's gonna be like a fight. Trump News. Well, Trump News is True Social, right? I don't know. Basically, this. Well, you say that, but although Fox, did you see the Dominion shit that happened, Lux? It's super interesting if you want to look into it. I don't know if so this was. It was the lawsuit that came out after Fox were promoting the whole Biden stole the 2020 election thing after January 6th and stuff. Um, Dominion was the company that made the voting machines, the digital ones, to register the votes. And basically, Fox News were peddling the narrative that the machines were stolen, or among many other things, like mail-in ballots and all that other stuff. They were saying that Dominion's machines were rigged and that they were making Trump votes go to Biden essentially. And Dominion sued, and Fox had to settle because it was like one of the most clear-cut cases I think I've ever seen. Oh no, it gets better than this. Okay, but during the lawsuit, Fox News private text messages and WhatsApps and stuff all came out, and it turns out most of the Fox people, they were basically their entire modus operandi was just views, of course. They were competing with a company called Newsmax, another very right-wing news company, and they were hemorrhaging viewers to Newsmax, right? So they were peddling Trump's narrative because obviously controversy around the election and stuff gets you views in America. But the private text messages between like their hosts and stuff and like Rupert Murdoch, who owns the Fox Group and stuff, they were basically saying how batshit insane Trump was and how much they hated him and how much they didn't like him and how damaging he was for their company and democracy and how invalid all of his claims were. So Fox News were they hated him, but they were using him as a way of getting money essentially, which I just think is very interesting. It's it doesn't change what they did and said and stuff, but they're not politically driven, they're just money driven, which is they're Trump news in ostensibly, but they hate him. Quite funny. Okay, so recently government has done it more. So this was as of when 29. When was this written again? I forgot immediately. 2023. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Thingy's still here. No Mo. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, he fucking he what do you call it? He couped the government. Trump. He tried to coup the government. I don't know if Nomo would agree with that. Um. Yeah, he tried. January 6th was a coup. I would argue, or I think that's kind of intuitively like there's a whole lot of reasons why it's a coup as well. It's not just the rioting; it was the false electors and stuff like that. Is all that stuff. So basically, my understanding of this article anyway is that budget increase did not account with demand and inflation. Yeah. Um. Yeah, America's kind of fucked. Unfortunately, it's one of our best allies, just in general, and it's fucked. Um, the Republican Party is not the Republican Party anymore. It is the Trump Party. I genuinely think if Trump made a Trump Party, all of the MAGA people would stop voting Republican. They would vote Trump Party, and all of his like sycophants would defect and join his party and stuff. Same sort of Boris Johnson's sycophants and the Tories. I wouldn't consider them good faith, principled conservatives. They were just sycophants who wanted to ride the coattails of his populism. That's why Rory Stewart got removed from the Tories, because he didn't want to acquiesce to Boris's bullshit. Oh yeah, I love Kamala. I love Kamala. She's it's so I think Biden in general has actually done a good job as president. Like, I'm not talking about his charisma or anything like that, because obviously his charisma is fucking abysmal. But like the America Rebuilding Act and stuff like that during COVID, and you know the what's the name of the money that they gave to people? It's not surplus. Furlough. The furlough was all good and all that stuff, and yeah, like all that stuff. His gaffes were worse than that, but absolutely, yeah. When he called Zelensky Putin, that was just like holy fucking shit. In general, though, he's a good president. He knows how to run a country. He just doesn't know how to win an election and be charismatic. That was my take on it. Yeah, his gaffes were funny, even as someone who kind of likes him. Kamala Trump. Oh yeah, yeah, that happened as well. Good grief. So yeah, that was yeah. I remember that. That was kind of the moment. Like those two gaffes, and the debate as well. Those are the moments when it was just like, yeah, Biden cannot win. And even if he did win, at that point, his faculties appear to be so gone that I don't even know if he could have. He wouldn't have survived the presidency. I don't think he would have died during the term. Um, but yeah, I think Kamala's good against Trump, because Trump, it doesn't like so. I don't find much of what Trump says witty or funny, but he's a charismatic guy. You know what I mean? He knows how to talk. He knows how to arouse a population. He knows how to. He's good at talking. That's all he's good at, really. Even if nothing he says makes sense, he can talk, and he can inspire feelings in his demographic. Right? Kamala does the same, and so does Mike Walls. That's why she's so good. Exactly, I agree with you. Yeah, but Kamala and Mike Walls are as good charismatically as Trump is. Which is why she is such a good counter to him. And Kamala has plenty of experience in terms of not. I don't think she was before she was a politician and stuff. And before she was VP, she was a lawyer, right? Um, so she's clearly got the chops to be a politician, which is why I think it's so hypocritical, the idea that somehow that they will call Trump and Zelensky DII hires who are not competent enough to run a government or whatever. But Trump's only acumen is a TV businessman. That is all he's got going for him. He has no political experience whatsoever, which shows that his yeah. So like she's clearly fit enough for the job. She's very funny. I think she's generally speaking quite a nice person. She seems very sweet and caring compared to Trump, who's just a fucking demon. And Mike Walls just, I mean, yeah, like compared to fucking JD Vance, Mike Walls is just like he might as well be Jesus incarnate. I genuinely, I think the only person who has less of a chance of winning the election than Trump is JD Vance. JD, his running mate is fucking insane. I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff he says. It's oh my god, yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. It's very I honestly think like Trump has to lose and then die of old age for the Republican Party to be able to recenter itself and be more reasonable again. Um we're beyond the point now of like, oh, you can have like a fiscal, like economic discussion, and you can be like a Democrat who wants welfare, a Republican who believes in the free market. It isn't that anymore. It is culture. It is entirely culture, Mega. They have they got nothing else, and it's disgusting. Did you see that Trump recently torpedoed a immigration bill because it would have dealt with the border in a more effective way than the current system? And he told the Republicans to veto it because he needs immigration. At least he didn't say this, but the implication is that he needs immigration to be a problem in the eyes of the public to be able to gather votes. Um, Rishi Sunak did the same thing in regarding the boat immigrants as well when he was in prime minister. So conservatives need immigration both as a resource for labor to make money, but also as a demon to mobilize votes. Very interesting. A guy called Zygmunt Bowman called it like the shallow game of capitalism or something, where you have to be like just anti-immigrant enough to get votes, but not anti-immigrant enough to actually make money, to stop making money. Um, yeah, here's a tip that I think I've learned recently. This doesn't go for all conservatives. This goes for kind of because there are decent conservatives like Rory Stewart who are generally speaking, like even though I would disagree with them on a lot of policy stuff, they are able to have a discussion and they're like principled in the sense that they're traditional conservatives, like fiscally in terms of like they're rational, right? The more batshit insane conservatives like Nigel Farage and stuff, whenever they're not talking about immigration, and I guess in the case of Nigel Farage, Brexit, um, just try and think about what other beliefs they actually hold, and they don't really have much else to go on. They just don't. That's why they focus so much on it. Um, Also, along the list of MPs, Labour MP include have taken money from private. Oh no, really? Fuck's sake, Keir. What a. Oh, fuck's sake. So Keir Starmer's also in the pocket of the private healthcare industry. God damn it, man. That is actually so sad. That's actually so fucking sad. That makes me very disappointed in Keir Starmer. I'll try test my chat real quick. Yeah, be good. That makes me so fucking sad, actually. The Keir Starmer's like in the pocket of. Is that true? I'm gonna fact check that because I want that to be not be true. Oh god. Fucking hell, man. Seriously? Jesus. Like Keir Starmer is not beating the fucking red Tory fucking allegations, is he? Jesus. He really isn't. Oh, that's so disappointing. I mean, I guess I don't feel that bad because I didn't vote for Labour. So it's like I don't feel like I've been personally betrayed, I guess. But at the same time, Carol Vorderman tweeted about this. Queen, by the way, love Carol Vorderman. Um, but oh, it's so fucking sad, dude. Owen Patterson. Oh my god, Of course, Owen Patterson is on this list. What a fucking yeah. That's Owen Patterson was another. Yeah. Oh god. You know what? A lot of discourse surrounding the election, which the more I kind of learn about Keir Starmer, the more valid I think it actually is. Um, when you look at the 2024 election, did Labour win or did Conservatives lose? I think that's an important question because I don't think Labour got in based on the merits of their actual policy necessarily. I think they got in because they are the most viable alternative to the Tories, which is sad. It's quite sad, but uh, I mean, if he, oh god, I don't know, man. I have to. I kind of have to put. I don't know what to necessarily. I have to kind of think about more whether or not I'm okay with Keir Starmer as a politician. He seems to at least be principled in the sense that he isn't a corrupt piece of shit like Boris Johnson's ilk. But at the same time, don't know if he's really representative of the working class in the same way that like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. It's just a bit cringe. Yeah, I don't know. That's sad. That makes me sad. It really does. Um, Again though, he's not the fucking conservative, so he's got that going for him. Um, you know, at some point, I think maybe after I've done the austerity stuff, I might actually have to make a list of all of Keir Starmer's policy positions and like Labour in general. I guess like maybe they're kind of like they're more popular or like they're more prolific members, and just see how I actually compare to them. Um, yeah, I don't know. Sad, big sad, but what can you do? I guess. I guess the if I had to try and rationalize a kind of positive of Keir Starmer being in charge, it would be that maybe I mean I think he's more to the left than the Tories would be. So I guess that means that him being in charge is kind of like gradually making things like a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking for a. I just need to quickly check something. I want a different client for my chat because my chat's bothering me. Not the people in it, just the look of it. Um, Chat is it? Okay. Give me 2 minutes, sorry. I've been working for like 3 hours anyway. A little bit of brain reset isn't a bad thing, I feel like. 3.5 hours, actually. Not bad. Did loads today. Hell fucking yes, dude. Oh god, the fucking streamer I want to talk to, he doesn't stream every day, I don't think. I really hope he streams tomorrow though, because I want to fucking chat to him about Jeremy Corbyn, because I feel like I might be. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's Jeremy Corbyn's an interesting fella. Um, good night, Lux. Sorry. Sweet dreams. Yeah, I'll be playing WoW later and tomorrow after I stream. So have a great night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye. A multi-stream chat on. Is that possible? I don't know. What was I might continue this tomorrow. Actually, I want to eat as well. I'm fucking hungry. Yeah, I'm gonna. You know, I'm gonna head off. It was lovely to meet you. It was lovely to meet you, Durandi. If you hit me up with a follow, I'll be streaming tomorrow, and Namuni as well. If you hit me up with a follow, I'll be streaming tomorrow. So I can you can join me and we can just chat again. But yeah, thank you for all the support.